All right, cool. Um, so yeah, so if over this week, you guys can put together a bit of an update of where your teams are at. Hang on, let me just get the words we used. No, can't find the words that we've used. Um, but essentially, yeah, just so that you can inform us and the rest of the tech team of what standard you guys are up to, what stage you guys are up to, what's the next stage this week, um, and where you see yourselves in 2 weeks. And there's a courier, so I'll be right back. Fuck. Hey, man. How you doing? Yeah, good. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so if you guys can just put together a bit of an update of where your teams are at for this week, and on Sunday, we can discuss how long we think it's going to take us all to finish design, and then we can reassess the timeline then. Yeah,
Cool. Cool.
sure. But yeah, like Lindsay and I, we don't really know where you guys are at in your teams. So yeah, that's kind of something that we've been lacking on. We need to stay up to date with where everyone's at. So if you guys could prepare that for Sunday and just tell us where you're at, where you see yourselves in 2 weeks, that'd really help.
Okay.
Sweet. Oh, sorry, Basket, you can go on with the suspension debrief.
Um. Yeah. The anti-roll bar.
Yeah.
We need a solution. If we're still doing that center spring to get that outboard, like need to do coaxial shafts or something like that.
Wait to get the center spring outboard.
Yeah. Or what were you planning for the anti-roll bar at the moment?
Why does the center spring have to be outboard?
This was the heat spring, right?
Yeah.
Because there's just no way, like, there's nothing between the seat and the engine. You can't put it in the middle there.
As in you can't fit anything between the seat and the engine? Or there's nothing for it to attach to?
You can't fit anything there.
That's where the old one is.
The roll
This is
bar or the spring?
The roll
You can put
bar.
a roll bar there, yeah. That's about it.
Sure.
Yeah,
If we
what
have
were
the
you planning
radiator
just
there,
for the
then
roll?
Well, it's above where the radiator is, but it can go anywhere. I mean, as long as it's in the center.
It won't be going, like, it just can't go in the center.
As in, can the roll bar not go between the seat and the engine and the back of the driver?
It can just down from where the belt bar is, but you're not going to fit a spring there.
Well, you can move it somewhere else if it would involve fitting a spring there.
Yeah, but what were you doing just for the anti-roll mechanism? Like, what kind of bar and spring arrangement are you going to use?
Yeah, so the one that's in the cab. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, corner springs aren't actually the end of the world. Sorry, corner dampers aren't actually the end of the world. I mean, you could just do a normal roll bar, but it's not going to let you have a heat
doesn't have to
spring.
be straight though.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be straight, but
It
it
would-
will
But
It's
once
not much.
you've gone through the
help.
bushing, you can take whatever path you want to connect it between each side.
The more you do that, the more of a spring it becomes, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, true.
So, but did you still have springs on both sides, or were you just using the bar itself as the spring?
There were, well, I was looking at having springs on both sides, so you could still fit the heave spring in there.
Because we could put another bar down the middle of it and join them in the center.
Yeah. What do you think that? Wait. Oh, okay. And then the other bar down the middle of it will have the heave spring offset.
Yeah.
And the two bars are joined at the center.
Yeah.
But how would you fit the heave spring? Or you could have it on the outside.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work either, does it?
I think it could work. You just have like a sleeve around
yeah,
it.
but it kind of has to mount on the
Mount.
center line.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it would work.
Is this a rear
No,
heave
yeah,
spring?
I don't think it would. No, we're talking about the
Gravity spring.
the center heave spring, like the negative
Oh,
heave spring.
It has just a central heave spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what kind of numbers have you got? Is it actually going to be required? Like, is that heave going to be that monumental?
Just, right now, we're looking at a difference of, well, from 75 pitch rate front and rear and 5 heave rate
Oh, okay.
versus
That's your target.
yeah, that's the target. Yeah.
Is
To
that
give us the,
relatively stiff pitch rate?
What was that?
Is that a relatively stiff pitch rate?
Yeah, relatively, but I mean, it could even go up from there.
Do you know what it is compared to, like, Phoenix?
I know what it is compared to 2013.
Is it, like, more, or?
Yeah, marginally. But you could actually go up a decent bit.
Do you think the heave rate, having a high heave rate, is actually going to affect the curve?
Having a high heave rate will affect the car single wheel, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we need a better solution for the roll. What I was talking about before with the different front arrangement is that the floor would no longer be required to take the shear stress, so it could be very light and bolt on, bolt off.
Yeah.
And if you got a peg and slot, then like it frees up a lot of lateral space around the back beam where you don't need linkages and shit like that.
Yeah. No, it does sort of sound like a good idea. What kind of sliding mechanism are you envisioning?
It seems to reckon we could probably get away if we designed it right with like plastic on plastic sliding blocks, but if we wanted to do it nicely, we'd probably get like a steel channel made and like case harden it and use roller bearings, like a V of roller bearings with a preloading spring in it to right inside that, because it needs to have a little bit of longitudinal freedom as well, like 30 mil or something like that. So just need to be able to plunge a bit while it's falling up and down.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, I don't know if I'd be too fast. I don't think a plastic I don't think a plastic sliding mechanism is going to work. What?
You could probably get it manufactured.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You might need to send it in pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the idea of. Yeah. Well, I should be fine.
If it wasn't a pain in the ass and probably expensive to manufacture, make some kind of a full combined hydraulic roll damper spring arrangement.
At the front. I mean, that's sort of what I was thinking, you know, if it moves with the beam, and the beam only moves in one direction, it mount springs there.
No, essentially, are you connecting the roll spring to the long beams?
Oh, okay. As in, were you asking whether I was thinking of connecting roll spring? I was talking about connecting the front pitch heave spring to the lateral location mechanism.
Okay. But didn't you just say you're having a central? Oh, are you having a separate pitch and heave?
Hey!
So,
Oh, what?
What's that? Hey,
Hi.
how's it doing? It's a bit of pens.
Can I just stop talking because Pete's here?
Yeah.
Right. Pete, Lindsay and I had a chat last night. We're going to reassess the timeline on Sunday at the next tech meeting. If you guys can get us a update or a synopsis of where your team's at now and where your team will be at in 2 weeks' time, and your proposed timeline for how long you think until your design is done, we'll use that to reassess the timeline. Not sure if everyone stopped talking. My internet's cut out.
No, I think everyone's close.
We also discussed having more regular, so 2 tech team meetings, not the tech leaders, but your guys' teams, during the week, during semester, so when more people are there. And Lindsay and I, and hopefully, I forget her name, but the other chick who wants to be a secretary, will be able to help out with them and make sure that we're keeping shorter to-dos and actionable items for people and keeping them accountable over shorter periods of time and making sure stuff's happening a lot quicker. So ballpark like
Yeah.
two to three of your guys' teams meetings a week until stuff starts happening, and like as fast as it needs to be happening. Yeah. Does anyone have like a problem with that, or they don't think they have enough time to do that?
Yeah.
No, we were talking about that in our team meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think it helps them to have more time to sort of ask about their designs and stuff.
Yeah. Sure. Cool.
I got another solution, Sam.
Yeah.
You shove a Z bar coaxially through the U bar.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, cool. Because when you said that, sorry, before when you were like, when we put something around the U bar and then just offset it, I was like, oh, yeah, you could offset it on both sides. Oh, no, they'll just hack and roll. That's there's no thing, you just offset it on both sides because both directions.
Yeah, I caught myself. But then you could have one arm on one side, which you could mount like one stiffer spring to, and then on the other side, obviously they go separate ways. So one of them would be your roll, and the other one would be your heave. So the sum of
Wait,
the
the Z bars.
would have to be the left
Are
one.
you guys still going to be here in an hour?
Probably not, I don't think. So I think I have to pick up.
An hour seems a bit rough. This one is recorded though, Pete, so I can send you the link afterwards.
Oh, there's no way I'm going to sit and listen to it. I gotta go.
Alrighty. At least we know it works now. Progress.
So
20 minutes to find the sign-off button.
Yeah, I think the problem with that is that a Z bar acts in both directions, right? A Z bar's just like a roll bar. A Z bar's just displacement in the same direction, but it acts both up and down.
sorry.
A Z bar, a Z bar's like acts in both directions, right?
Hey, it should only be heave.
Yeah. Sorry, but it acts in both directions of heave.
Yeah.
So previously, when you had that center spring would try to align the roll bar in such a way that it pulled the chassis down relative to the beams.
Yeah.
Is that possible with
Yeah,
the Z
you payload the shit out of the Z bar, right? We are gonna have to find these
And then
magical
if the Z bar's on the
situations.
outside of it, because if the Z bar's on the outside, because it goes to the chassis, you don't want to have to cut the U bar, then it's going to be more stiff. You're going to need little springs on the side of the Z bar.
How do we do the drawing thing? Is there like a drawing
There's an
pad
app
that we
for it.
can?
Just draw on my face.
Yeah. What was this?
Would it be a Z bar with little little pucks on either side? Is that the idea? So it would have two little arms and then two little urethane pucks or something like that.
Let's see what this does. I'm downloading an app. It had drawing shits in it. Come on. Little fuck. It's not working. I thought they had like a whiteboard thing.
Yeah, there's a sketch app.
Where's that? Oh, so I added Kaku or whatever it's called. It just fucked me.
You get.
No. I don't even know what these are. Half the names of these apps are like 8 words long. What the fuck?
Kaku might work.
Yeah, that's what I downloaded. Just being a little gay. Ah! Alright, I'm just gonna draw on Tony's face. I can't, he doesn't have a face. I'm drawing on Andre's face. It's not running draw. I have to invite you to draw.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's it. Nah, I'm going to use the front. We'll use white. So, you got your U bar. This is from top view. Yeah?
Yep.
And you got like, you're going to have little springs coming off. Well, this is hard. Springs like that.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to have bushing there, bushing there. And all I'm saying is that you do that, and you put another spring there. And then these two springs need to be summed into that one.
That was sort of what we were originally thinking.
Yeah, I know this has come up before, but like I'm not sure how we arrived at putting the spring in the middle because that definitely won't work.
Well, it definitely went package.
No, yeah. Oh, it'll work, but it won't package.
But I think there's a reason why that wouldn't work. Yeah, we definitely decided that that is not a Z bar and a U bar together.
Then what happens if you, so this bit here is actually like a bar running like that with another bar.
Yeah, if it's two coaxial bars, I think it might work, and if it's attached in the middle.
Well, no, you attach it at the end, so that's plated.
Oh. Oh, because they both have to be stiff.
What is this?
oh, what?
It's because he's on face mode.
Oh. Oh, what? No, I got rid of everything.
You ruined it, Andre. Oh, wait, Pete, maybe we decided it was only a problem if they were bars that worked in torsion.
Because the damping would be, yeah. That's
Because they try to twist each other opposite directions and stuff, and it's weird.
Well, it's meant to be alive.
You would have to, so they just have to be separate across the length of the car, but like, since like between the U and the Z, at one side they're both going to be in the same direction, so they're going to have the same displacement. So you might as well make them the same arm, but after that point they have to be separate running across the car.
Okay.
And I think we've got space for that to run.
I imagine, yeah, I imagine that would fit.
But like for this concept to work, because we are going to have like two pitch springs, we definitely need this extra spring to take the heave off.
Yeah, otherwise you end up with a high single wheel rate.
Okay.
I mean, the other option. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can sort out another option for that center, heave spring, then you can do away with needing the dampers and separate springs on the side, and you actually corner damping. It's not necessarily a problem. Because, I mean, the problem with corner damping is that it horribly overdamps your single wheel, but I don't think, after having looked at the values,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is never going to be a problem.
Okay, so if we go back on everything and just use springs everywhere. Also, just kind of to confirm, the reason that we put the springs over the top of the chassis was so that they're in compression, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you'd rather have them below for standard mathematic reasons.
Yeah. The other thing is, Pete was concerned about camber compliance.
Okay.
Uh,
Why was he concerned about that?
Firstly, our beam is going to need bracing, like transversely from upright to upright underneath the car. He doesn't reckon it'll be strong enough. Like the geometry is just a bad geometry. Like the wheels will splay under braking.
Okay.
And that,
I can agree with that.
yeah, I think he said the current way the springs are attached are going to induce even more.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it is going to try to splay the wheels, but I don't think it's going to try to do that in the direction of positive camber.
Yeah. But it's like, it'll be a lot if we build what's currently.
Andrew's specifically designing the upright for low camber compliance, so the load goes through somewhere that's not going to cause positive camber.
Okay, where is, we've got a push rod still?
Yeah, probably a push rod. And he was looking at things where the line of force of the push rod goes beyond the axis of the kingpin, or yeah, sort of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Or it's I feel like if it goes far in front of it, then it's going to be creating a moment about that wheel contact patch to generate negative camber, which is not a problem as much.
Yeah, well,
But either way, he's going to gusset it, so it's pretty steady.
okay. Just take some notes.
I mean, I get the concerns, but the system is being designed for that. Obviously, though, I understand that it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. What sort of camber compliance did he think was reasonable?
Don't know, I didn't say numbers, he just said
He didn't say a number.
No.
Okay. Because I think I'm right in giving it a much more strict tolerance in positive camber than negative camber.
Okay.
And if it ends up producing negative camber, then I think a degree or whatever's fine. No losses. I mean, if anything, because you're going to be producing a lot more than a degree, even on a equal length wishbone. So
Yeah, but we have higher standards than that.
yeah, sure we do, but I mean, what's wrong with a little bit of negative camber on the outside wheel? I mean, it's nothing. It's yeah.
All
I
right.
don't think it's going to be a problem.
Camber thrust. What else we do? So,
Yeah, but I mean, the camber thrust from the 1 degree. I mean, we already run 2 degrees of negative camber, but we could just run 1 degree of negative camber if we wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got no kingpin inclination, only a tiny bit faster. The big problem is going to be not being able to control the caster, except Z on the forum said that people think that's a big problem, but it's not, because it knows. So,
secretly, it's not a big problem. Okay. Very possible. All right. What are you up to on CAD?
Well, I spoke to my team last night, and we were talking. There's talk about changing the CAD to better represent what's actually going on. And also, it looked like the old beams were in the CAD but when Lindsay opened it, the new ones were in. So I don't know. When Sean opened it, the old beams were in. Like it was just calling on references for the old beams because they didn't change the names to set beam, but whatever.
Okay, maybe didn't download the new thing. But,
Yeah, well, I mean, he downloaded it and
oh.
whatever. Anyway, let's see.
What else?
So we're going to move those beams in the longitudinal beams because right now they're interfering with wheel angle at the front.
Well, like that's what I mean. We could do the split lateral beam and actually move that mount point behind the wheel, so it's not an issue anymore.
Yeah, you could. But that said, though, wherever, yeah.
Because the other thing is, these anti-values. What's going to happen when you brake is that longitudinal beam is going to be pulling on wherever you mount it at the front lateral, and it's acting through that mount point underneath the driver's legs. So when you brake, it's going to have like monumental dive.
Okay, sure.
Because that longitudinal beam is going to pull the.
Was his worry that the side view swing arm length was too short?
Yeah.
And he wasn't worried about where it intercepted the center of mass height. That wasn't his concern.
Oh, no, obviously that comes into the anti-value, but
yeah,
he reckons the mountain point needs to be pushed back. Like, I know the CAD's a bit like fucked at the moment, but that needs to go back all the way and right down. Like, we should have a bolt head kind of scraping the ground
to the base of the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also splitting the beams allows you to mount the longitudinal beam like very low, almost at the same height, so it's acting through the same center, and that would get rid of the excessive dive coming from the force at the rear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Was he worried about the anti-squat at all?
Yeah, it said it wouldn't have much.
Yeah, but did he say there was anything you can do about it?
Mm.
I'm pretty
Not
sure
really.
there's not. I mean, you can't move the instantaneous center.
Yeah.
Not without doing a similar thing at the back that you've done with the front, like in these drawings, and then just having longitudinal beams pivoted to those points.
Mm.
Which was not something we considered.
Yeah, well, if you get some accurate and reasonable anti-numbers, then maybe we can see if it's going to be a problem or not.
Yeah, sure. Obviously it's going to be exactly the same as 2012, 2013, 2014. Like, exactly the same. 'Cause it's going from wheel center to wheel center. It's instantaneous center.
Yeah.
And all the drives on the rear wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the wheelbase is slightly different, but I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that's going to be almost exactly the same.
Yeah. Okie dokie. We have to tilt the engine more, so 14.5 degrees is the number we're working with at the moment. That's not in CAD, but I'll do that today. And the chassis needs to be adjusted for that. Yeah. That's really all I got at the moment.
Could you take that top part out of CAD? Because you
What
said
part?
that wasn't. That intake part that you said wasn't meant to be in CAD. Is that out? Is that gone?
It's still kind of representative. What's the problem with it?
I just don't know exactly where to put the two braces because at the moment they're going straight through that piece.
Yeah, it's okay. Just ignore it, but it's it kind of serves a purpose. I need to move it slightly, but like don't worry about it intersecting. There's two leaf.
Pete, were you at home? Or were you in the lab? Taking you on the toilet in the lab. Ridiculous.
I was gonna head in soon.
Hey, yo, I'm off. I gotta go back.
No, what's this?